Lazy shooter here. ButlerCreek 1022 magazine loader. This thing has saved me a lot of time and a lot of pain. And by that I mean, well, you probably know what I mean. Loading 22s into a 1022 magazine or any 22 magazine is a pain. Those bullets are so small. This will work for pretty much any 1022 magazine out there. It says it works with the hot lips, which are basically plastic lips, and steel lips. I personally use the steel lips for all my stuff, and it works great. I've tried the factory 10 round magazine. It does work with that. It does look a little funny though in here because you go and plop it in. Let's just go and stuff that bad boy in there. It does look a little small in there, but it does work. It will load it. You're not going to have any issues with it. I also have the clear black ButlerCreek 25 round steel lips. It works great with this. Also, obviously ButlerCreek, it should work, I would hope. It's pretty simple. You just stick it in there, close. Obviously, since you have something to grab onto, it's a little easier, and works great with that. And last but not least, I have the actual Ruger BX25 X2. So it's basically two 25 round magazines molded together. You can't separate them. There's no screws or anything. There's screws, but they're molded together so you can't separate them. But it also works great with this. So you simply stick it in there, plop, and then load. So the way you load, it's actually pretty neat. I do know that, I believe it's Caldwell that makes another one of these that uses a upright system. But I'm just going to be loading some 22 copper-plated AR tactical CCI rounds into it. Makes loading pretty fast because I'm just going to go ahead and take that out. Just going to go ahead and dump some in here. So you just dump them on in there. Oop. It says, I believe it holds 100. However, once you're at 100, it makes the next process a little bit of a pain. But when you're full like this, what I like to do is just shake it a little bit so you get some rounds. As you can see, the rounds start falling into place. And then once you have a few of them in there, you can then slide the cover back on. Bullets like to stick out when they're not too many. And then before you start shaking anymore, at least this is what I like to do, go ahead and stick a magazine into the loading area, clip it down, and then what you do is you gotta it's hard to demonstrate on camera, but shake it and get the rounds to fall into place. When you have a lot of rounds in there, like especially I know a full 100, it kind of can get a little bit of a pain. But then you sort of lean it at an angle. Like I said, it's hard to show exactly. And then you just turn this in, and the rounds should go into the magazine. If you can kind of watch the end of the magazine, I'm not sure how well the camera picks it up, you'll see the follower, end of the spring, whatever you want to call it, going down as the rounds are loaded in there. And you just do this 25 times. Every click is a round if it works out right. Sometimes it will hang up and you'll go to turn it and it won't turn, and it'll feel like you're going to break something. Just sort of give it a little shake, turn it back a little bit forward, and then it should free up the round. If that happens here, I'll let you know. Obviously you can't feel it, but let's see. Oh, it kind of hung up there a little bit. It's not flawless, but it definitely saves you time. Let's go ahead and get some more rounds in there. And just keep going. as you can tell, there's more than 25 clicks here. I'm not doing it. I can't do it at the exact angle that I usually do it at, just because of the camera. But you'll get the feel of it, and you'll figure out what works best for you angle-wise. And then once you're at the end, it's gonna hang up. You're not gonna be able to put any more rounds in. So what you're gonna do, just tip it the other way. Make sure there's no rounds in the end of the feed lips. Pull the little lever up and take it out. And as you can see, there it is, and it is fully loaded. I'll go ahead and try and put another round in there, and if it worked correctly, I shouldn't be able to. You just go ahead and try and put it in there. Nope, it's not going to go in there. It's going to push it down a little bit, but I can't get that round to go in there. So that is at full capacity, and that's 25 rounds into the ButlerCreek. As you can see, it worked great. Go ahead and show you with the factory 10 rounder. This one I tend to have a little more trouble with, just like the BX25 X2, since I can't see the rounds moving down, and sometimes it does tend to not feed 100% of the time. It's still more than adequate for not reloading, but for loading your magazines. But it's not perfect. So let's see. Nope. It hung up there a little bit, but no issues, no breakage. And as you can see, I'm just loading them in there. I tend to have a little more issue with these 10 rounders too, because I always forget the angle to hold it at, because I'm used to something sticking out the end. So, give me a judge of angle. But let's see here. It should be right near capacity. Let's try it backwards. Let's see if you can see the rounds going down. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's filled, because I can hear the rounds moving around in the magazine. And go and plop that out. And see, sometimes this will happen. There will be a round stuck in there. The best thing to do is just turn your turning knob, and then just take it out. Because if you get it all hung up there where it goes sideways, it's sometimes a pain. And in theory now, this should be full of 10 rounds, and I won't be able to put another one in. Nope, I cannot put another round in there. So that's good. And I'm not going to demonstrate loading this because it's exactly the same, but it will load these Ruger BX25s, the singles and the X2s without issues. I'm not 100% sure the price I paid for this. I believe I picked it up for maybe 20 something or so dollars. I definitely think it's worth that, simply due to the amount of pain you prevent yourself. It is a bit on the harder side, justifying if you have, what do they call it? Some sort of bullet thumbs or whatever you want to call it, where you can load and load and load all day and not have to worry about any pain in your thumbs. But for the average person, this is definitely something you want to pick up. I wouldn't really pay more than $30 for it, because in my opinion it's not worth it. But if you shoot a lot of 22 through your 1022, it's definitely then going to be worth it. But if you're you shoot once a month, or you shoot it once a week maybe, I'd probably suggest trying to find it for cheaper. And if you can't find it for cheap, like $20 or so, just wait a little bit and it'll come on sale, because these are sold pretty much everywhere, and they're great. So thank you for watching. Comment, rate, subscribe.